Today, we're unpacking a huge dilemma at the heart of the financial world. You see, on one hand, you've got these incredible pockets of growth and resilience, especially in places like Asia and the Middle East. But on the other hand, there's this massive storm of global uncertainty brewing. So the big question is, where do you even put your money?
Okay, so let's get right into it. The choice for pretty much every investor right now really boils down to this. What's your priority? Are you chasing those high returns in booming economies, or are you just trying to find a safe harbor to protect what you already have? It's a classic problem, for sure, but the answer in 2026, well, it's anything but simple.
And this is where it gets really interesting, because you're looking at a total paradox. On the one side, you've got this undeniable strength, right? The Asia-Pacific region has been a real economic engine, doing way better than anyone thought. But then you look to the other side, and all that momentum is facing a huge wall of worry. Global conflicts, trade wars, you name it. It's the perfect storm of massive opportunity and serious risk all at the same time.
But here's the thing. This story of resilience isn't a one-size-fits-all situation, not at all. If we zoom in a bit, you'll see that different countries in the region are on completely different tracks. Some are absolutely booming, while others are, well, hitting some pretty serious speed bumps.
So let's start with the clearest standout, India. We're talking about a projected GDP growth of a stunning 6.9% for 2026. So what's the secret sauce here? It's all about powerful domestic demand. India's own consumers and businesses are creating this self-sustaining growth engine, which makes it a real heavyweight on the world stage right now.
And it's not just happening in Asia. Just look at the UAE. It posted a remarkable 5.6% real GDP growth last year. And this isn't your old oil story anymore. Nope. This is the payoff from years and years of smart strategic investments to diversify their economy. It's really paying off, turning the country into a super stable and attractive place for capital.
And this chart just lays out that divergence we were talking about perfectly. You've got India leading the charge. Then there's China, which is slowing down as it deals with a really shaky property market. And then way on the other end of the spectrum, you have a powerhouse economy like South Korea, which is facing a major slowdown with growth barely hitting 1%. Three totally different stories, all unfolding in the same part of the world.
So how are individual investors, people, reacting to this really complicated map of risk and reward? Well, they're not sitting on their hands, that's for sure. They are making some very big moves. And one of the biggest stories is what they're doing, or maybe what they're not doing with their cash.
Get a load of this number. In the UAE, wealthy investors are holding only about 13% of their money in cash. That's not just low, that is the lowest level on the entire planet. While so many investors around the world are hoarding cash for safety, investors in this region are doing the complete opposite. They are taking their money off the sidelines and putting it to work.
Okay, so where is all that cash going? This chart gives us a super clear answer. A huge chunk, 36%, now own alternatives like hedge funds and private equity. And even more telling, a massive 57% are planning to buy gold. They're not just looking for growth, they're looking for different kinds of safety. And you don't have to take my word for it. This quote from HSBC's Dinesh Sharma just nails it. The key takeaway here is that investors aren't just sitting back and waiting for the storm to pass. No way. They are actively building a totally new kind of portfolio, one that goes way beyond just stocks and bonds, designed for this new, uncertain era. And this isn't just theory. It's having huge, real-world impacts. Just look at gold. Prices have shot up to record highs. And this isn't just central banks buying it up, it's a direct result of individual investors all across Asia and the Middle East piling into gold to protect themselves from global risks. It's become the safe haven asset of choice.
Now, beyond gold, this great cash exodus is also flowing into some very specific real estate markets. Investors are really on the hunt for new kinds of havens, places that can offer both stability and the potential for growth.
First stop, Japan. For the first time in what feels like forever, Japan has finally moved away from its negative interest rate policy. This is a massive, massive deal. It's a tectonic policy shift that has basically reignited the country's real estate market, and now it's attracting a flood of international money looking for a solid opportunity.
And then you have India, which is just turning into a real estate juggernaut. It's now one of the top spots for investment in the entire Asia-Pacific. Get this, in just the first half of 2025, it soaked up over 70% of all office leasing in the region. 70%! And it's not just offices. Investors are pouring cash into specialized things like data centers, making a big bet on India's digital future.
And of course, you can't talk about this without mentioning Dubai.
It has absolutely cemented its reputation as a magnet for the world's wealthiest people. An incredible 78% of individuals worth over $15 million are keen on buying a home there. That kind of demand from the global elite, it creates a really solid foundation for the market.
So when you pull all of these pieces together, the different economic speeds, the flight from cash, this hunt for new safe havens, it really starts to look like investors are writing a completely new playbook for how to navigate the modern world.
But let's be really clear here. This new playbook doesn't mean the risks have vanished. Oh no, that wall of worry is still very, very real. Investors are still constantly dealing with the fallout from geopolitical conflicts, those lingering trade tensions, China's unstable property market, and the constant threat that money could just suddenly pull out of a country. These are the challenges that define the entire landscape.
And that really brings us to the single biggest takeaway from all of this. The old definitions, they're just breaking down. Think about it. Is gold a safe asset or a growth asset when it's hitting record highs? Is real estate in Japan about safety or is it about opportunity? The lines are getting blurrier by the day, and investors are now looking for assets that can do both.
Which leaves us with this final, thought-provoking question. As investors everywhere are hunting for assets that can deliver both safety and profit in this incredibly complex world, are we actually watching the end of the traditional investment portfolio as we've always known it? It's a huge shift, and you can bet it's going to shape the future of wealth for years to come.